So I'm just going to start out by saying that I'm not the first person to make a Uncharted 3 split screen tutorial. The guy who discovered the code for it made a video on it, but this one's going to be better. And I am the first to make a Last of Us split screen tutorial though. Nobody's made a video on that. But it's been showcased like 7 or 10 years ago, something like that, but they never showed you how to do it. So I gotta give credit to HD here id me. He's the guy who discovered the code. I'm also gonna credit Illusion because I used some code that he posted on Discord and that ended up working for me. And of course Frico, because he posted the first video showing that it was even possible. So anyways, to do this, you're gonna need a fat PS3 or a slim PS3. This will not work on an ultra slim PS3. And your slim PS3 might not work. Mine worked, but to check if your slim will work, you have to follow the link in this description to get the min-ver check update on your PS3. You just install it locally off your flash drive, and it'll tell you if your slim is compatible with custom firmware. And the number that comes up when you run the update has to be 3.56 or lower. If it's above that, then your slim will not work. But anyways, to install that little local update to see if your PS3 is moddable, you will need a 32 gigabyte or less flash drive that's formatted to FAT32 with 32 kilobyte allocation unit size. It should look like this. So then you just run quick format start, and then just follow the guide that's on that website. So if you're able to get custom firmware, then follow this first link I posted to get PEX. Just do exactly what the guy says in the video. Make sure that the custom firmware you install is PEX. So once you've finished all that, follow another tutorial by the same guy on how to convert that PEX to DEX. It's really easy. It takes like 2 minutes. You can do it without downloading anything. And the other requirements are, of course, a computer. And you're also going to need an Ethernet cable to connect from your computer to your PS3. So once you've gotten done with all that, you are going to need the European version of The Last of Us. The code for that game should be BCES01585, and it has to be version 1.0. If it's updated, it won't work. And you'll also need a debuggy boot. I'm going to show how to do that in a different video because some people probably already know how to do that. And then, however you acquire The Last of Us European 1.0, I'm not going to get into it, but if it's like some sort of redump or a backup, then you're going to need to decrypt it. So I have a video showing how to do that, but they're going to use FileZilla in that video. You don't need FileZilla. I'm going to get into it later on how to get that onto your PS3. You'll also need Prodigy, Target Manager, and Debugger. I have a video linked on there that will show you how to get it all set up and everything. So I did link a Target Manager tutorial. However, there's this one part of the video where I got stuck, and I wanted to help people in case they got stuck there too. So it's at the 12-minute mark. He's going to be showing you how to connect your PS3 from computer to
from your PC
with your Ethernet cable. So when you see this screen right here, chances are it's not going to say unidentified network. It's just going to say it's not hooked up at all. So when you get to this part, if that happens to you, then what you need to do is go onto your PS3 and then go to network settings, internet connection settings. Okay. And then once you're on this screen, it should show up like it does in his video with the unidentified network. Anyways, if you have your game ready, it's been decrypted if it needed decrypted and all that junk, then I'm going to show you how to get it onto your PS3. So you open up Target Manager, and yours is going to look a little different than this. I just have everything like moved around and shrunk, but it's the same program. You'll still be able to do this. Let's make it bigger. So you're going to want to connect, and then go to your File Explorer, and go to Dev HDD0, and then Games. So if your game's already, it doesn't have to be formatted all weird like this. It can be called whatever you want. Of course, you're not going to already have it in here. This is what it looks like after you've already FTP'd it over. So if you have your Last of Us folder on your computer or something, like, let me do like a little thing. Pretend this is like your game folder with everything in it. Then you just drag it in here. And that little plus sign will come up and you'll start transferring it. There'll be a little window underneath it. The guy that made the tutorial for Target Manager kind of showed that off a little bit, but in case people didn't understand, that's where it goes. So once your game's all the way moved over, the little window down here is going to say completed on every instance that it started to get the game moved over. So to actually open the game, you want to go to the Game tab on your PS3 and scroll all the way down, and you'll have this thing called MMCM. You just want to open that. And in the Game tab on there, it should show up right here. So you just press X. It'll be right here. So then you can just open it. And here's the part where you actually get the split screen to work. It is gonna prompt you to update once it starts. Never ever update it. It is reversible if you do update it, but I'm not gonna show you how to do that. I don't even know how to do that. So press circle every single time the game opens. So once you're on the main menu, this is when you're gonna wanna start using Debugger. But if it's your first time opening it, it's gonna have like a window right here with like a big green status bar, and it's just gonna keep loading forever, and it's never gonna finish. That may or may not happen to you, but it happened to me, and it probably will happen to you. So I'm gonna show you how to actually get Debugger to work. Alright, so to get rid of that infinite loading screen thing on Debugger, you're gonna wanna close out of Last of Us, then open up that MMCM thing again. And you're also going to want to reformat that flash drive to FAT32 32 kilobyte allocation size like you did at the beginning. And then stick it in your PS3. I have it right there. So scroll all the way to the left on here until you get to this thing that says File Manager MMOS. And then to control on here, you use the right stick. Go to PS3 root, double click X, then go to dev flash, then sys, and then external. Press X once, and then press circle, and then do copy. Then that thing will show up there. And then double tap the X button on these two dots up here till you get back to here. Then you go to dev USB 001. This is your flash drive. There's nothing on it. So you press circle, paste, and then do that. All right, and now that flash drive is gonna have this folder called external on it. So you can close out of this. To get back to multi-man, that's what MMOS or whatever this thing is called. To get back to the screen you're at before, you can press these bumpers a bunch of times. Eventually you'll get there. There. I think I only had to press it twice. But at this point, you can just close out of it. Alright, now back to the computer. You can unplug the flash drive. And then put it back in. And then you're going to want to go to computer. You might as well open this in another window while we're here. Then go to C, users, your username. You probably have hidden items hidden. So just do what I'm doing right here to make them show up. Then a new folder called app data will show up. Okay, then you go local, SN systems, Prodigy debugger for PS3 flash files, and then whichever one has an E on the end. It should be the same number as mine. I just double tap it, and this will be totally empty for you. You won't have any of this stuff. And that's because everything's on that external folder. See? Daisy PPU, Daisy PPU. So you just drag everything from that external folder into your Prodigy debugger folder here. And after it's done, click on restart and just restart your PC. And next time you open up debugger while Last of Us is running on your PS3, it'll actually work. Alright, so now that your debugger should work, it's time to actually show you how to get split screen running. So while you're on the home screen of your PS3, you're going to want to go into Target Manager and then connect. And then go to Kernel Explorer. And then open up Multi-Man. So just mount the game. And then you can open your debugger. Alright, once you're on the menu screen, you're going to want to go over to your debugger. Then, again, I have all my stuff rearranged, but you can still do all this the way it's originally set up. There's something called processes. You just right click on it and then attach process, and it's gonna freeze your PS3. It's not gonna like move at all. And then this thing will pop up, click on continue without symbols. Your kernel explorer will be all filled up. So then press play. And then your PS3 will unfreeze. I wrote all this out. It'll be in the description too. But basically, there'll be another window in debugger called memory. I'll say all that stuff on it. And just type in the codes I'd written over there. Put this in while the process is running. So type in 0x00 A 46AD 0. And then type in 3 8 0 0 0 0 0 1. And then you're going to want to pause your process. So to do that, back on Kernel Explorer, you click on pause. It'll freeze your PS3. And then type in the next code I wrote out, which is 0x00 A 46 AD4. And then type in 980B2 DB0. And then click play on your kernel explorer. And if you do it right, your PS3 won't be frozen and it'll have FPS on the top. You just turned on the debug menu. So then you gotta load into Billstown. So I gotta show you how to do that. So push down on your left stick and press start. On a normal PS3 controller, it'll be push down on that and start at the same time. So when you do that, it'll pull up this little thing at the top left of the screen. You're going to want to scroll down to tasks, then press X. And then play task. Scroll down to bills. Let's do bills. And then the top one is bill-intro-start the woods. Don't even move it, just press X. And then it's gonna load it. And it's gonna take a minute because this game was too far ahead of its time to even work on a PS3. So just give it like 5 minutes to even load it. All right, once it's done loading, you want to turn him around so he's looking at this dirt wall.
Why don't you just take me back to Marlene?
And then you want to do L3 and select at the same time. So it'll be these two on a normal controller. And it'll show you all this stuff. So at this point, you want to enable some stuff to make it work. So with the D-pad, you're going to want to go down to invincible player, infinite ammo, and screenshot mode. It's really important that you turn on screenshot mode. I don't know why, but you got to have that on. Okay. So then press L3 and select again to unpause it. And this is what actually turns on the split screen. So you're gonna type in 0x00 A79 E4C. Alright, and then you want to type in 60000000, and then you want to type in 0x14 C7 BB3. Alright, just to show you what happens. After you put in that first code, the game will look totally normal. But once you edit this next byte, then it's gonna totally change. So you type in 0, 2. And then you'll have two screens going on at once. So, at that point, you go to L3 and select again. And scroll up to player 2, the D-pad, and press X. It'll spawn this guy in, and then press L3 select again.
Get a move on,
and then you have two players. I'm not really sure where Joel went. This usually doesn't happen, but okay. Yeah, he's fine. Anyways, that's how you get it to work. I'm just gonna go over a couple things. So by default, when you try to use your gun as player 2, the game will crash. But there's a way to uncrash the game, but it only works for when the game crashes when player 2 uses their gun. It doesn't work when there's like a random crash in the game. So to do this, go back to your target manager And if you have it set up the way I do, just shrink the memory to like half size. And then at the top, there's this thing called call stack. It has like 3 boxes on it. Just click on that. And then resize it so it could fit underneath your memory. Alright, so then you want to purposely crash the game. So we're going to go to player 2 and press L1. So we got to crash. And look at the call stack window. There's an address at the very top with an arrow next to it. Type that into your memory. Zero x2 c 6 e8c. It'll take you here. Go ahead and pause the process, and then type in 60000000, and then press play. And then the game will be resumed, and you'll be able to use your gun. But it really doesn't make that big of a difference, because whenever you aim your gun, you can't move. So when you aim your gun, you better be pointing out what you want to shoot, because you have to unaim and then adjust if you want to actually aim. But yeah, it's really just helpful, because if you're playing with somebody else that keeps pressing the aim button on accident, or just is pissed off because they want to use their gun, then this will help them. But yeah, it still doesn't even work that well, but it's better than nothing. There's also no HUD at all for the second player, and they can't interact with like ladders and shit. Like if you have to like create a bridge with a plank of wood or set up a ladder or something, player 1 has to do it, and then player 2 can climb up it, but they just can't do certain things. I don't know if they can open doors either. This is unstable as hell. Like, if you're lucky, you can maybe get it running for like 10 or 15 minutes. This is the best level to do it, because you can go the longest period of time without crashing, but it will crash. It's not gonna work perfectly. Like, it's very unstable, but to some people, they don't care. They just want to be able to do this. So that's why I made the video. One more thing, in case you get like soft locked, like a door closes behind player 1 and player 2 can't move, I'm going to show you how to no clip so that player 2 can catch back up to you. I actually haven't tried this myself, but I think I remember it. I think it's just what's he doing? Okay. I think it's L3 and R3 at the same time. So I'm going to try that with one hand. I'm just going to put the phone down. Okay, yeah, it's L3 and R3. You just press them at the same time. And he goes into like this Buddha mode. He's like flying. And you can take him wherever you want. So then press L3 and R3 again to set him down. Shit. Okay. Okay, I set him down outside the map, but you get the idea. Anyways, yeah, that's how you do it. Now for the Uncharted 3 tutorial. Alright, so the first thing you're gonna need is the European version of Uncharted 3, not Game of the Year edition. It has to be the normal version, and you have to update it to 1.19. So once you've installed that on your PS3 and gotten debuggy boots for the game and for the update, you can start from where I am, right here. So you want to be on the home screen on your PS3. Don't have any game or anything open in the background. You're gonna want to go to Target Manager, and then connect to your PS3, and then go to Kernel Explorer. Then on your PS3, open up your multi-man, then mount your game, open up. Alright, once you reach the menu screen, you're going to want to open up your debugger. Then you're going to want to attach to your process. Continue without symbols, and then resume. So, this is a text document I made. I'm going to just paste it in the description of this video. So, first you're going to want to put this code in while it's running. So, we're going to go to 0x00737E4C, and then type in 38000001. And then you're going to want to pause the process in Kernel Explorer. Then type in the next one, which is 0x00737E50, and then type in 980B2163. Then you can resume the process in Kernel Explorer. And if you did it right, you'll have a frame counter at the top because you just turned on debug mode. The dev menu works pretty much the same as it does on The Last of Us, except for no clip mode. It's slightly different to do that. So you're gonna want to press left stick and start. So on a normal controller, that's these two at the same time. So when you do that, they'll bring up the dev menu. You're gonna want to go to tasks, play task, Chateau, and then Manor West Grounds start. Alright, once you load in, you're going to want to use the quick menu, which is L3 and select at the same time. So these two buttons. So you'll bring this up, and then you're going to want to turn on invincible player and infinite ammo, and then screenshot mode. But for some reason, when you click on screenshot mode, it actually just turns on infinite grenades. It does apply screenshot mode though, because the frame counter's gone, so I don't really know why it does that, but it doesn't matter. So just press L3 and select again to unpause it. And then time to put in some more codes while the process is running. So now we're going to put in 0x0096E788, and then we're going to type in 60000000, and then 0x1386 573, and up to this point the game should still look the same, but just like on The Last of Us, you just change this one byte and it changes. So you type in 02, and now you have split screen. So to enable the second player, just open up the quick menu again, which is L3 and select, and then scroll up to player 2, press X, and it'll spawn them in. And now you have two players. So I'm going to control the bottom one with my PS3 controller, and the top one with my PS4 controller. So The differences between the two are, I mean, this one's stable. So if you love The Last of Us and want to play it in split screen, you can do that. I love The Last of Us more than Uncharted, but I mean, let's just be real. Nobody wants to play a game that crashes all the time, and I also love Uncharted, so I probably am going to be using this split screen mod more. As you can tell, you're playing as a gun. You don't have an actual player model. So, I mean, that's a pretty obvious difference between The Last of Us and Uncharted. But I really don't care, because I just would rather my game not crash all the time. So, anyways, you can load this on any map. It will rarely ever crash, if it even does. The only really word of advice I can give you is for no clip mode. In The Last of Us, it was both thumbsticks at the same time. In this one, it is both triggers at the same time. So that's L2 and R2. And I'm gonna try to show you while I'm holding the phone. It's gonna be really hard. It's gonna be rough. But if I'm able to do it, you'll see. So, all right, go. All right, so you can just do that if you ever get soft locked behind like a closed door or something. Just hold L2 and R2 at the same time, and you can no clip. So, yep, there you go.